Welcome to Monday Night Meat and Potatoes, the podcast where three guys with big opinions and even bigger appetites go head-to-head on all things food, movies, sports, and whatever else gets us fired up. We blind taste test the best and worst colas, barbecue sauces, peanut butters, and those weird pickle-flavored snacks you see at the store but never dare to try. We rank them, we review them, and sometimes even surprise ourselves. Because trust us, we did not expect Casey Masterpiece to take the crown. It's not just food. We're talking movies, sports, personal stories, and whatever madness is going on in the world. One thing's for damn sure. We're loud, we're funny, and we're not afraid to tell it like it is. Monday Night Meat and Potatoes. Now, here are your hosts, James, Fridge, and Tommy.
Welcome to Monday Night Meat and Potatoes. I'm James. I got Tommy and Fridge here. First time using our new intro. What do you guys think?
Sounds a little more professional this way.
Yeah, a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, it cost me for a revision because you guys are assholes. But, you know. I want to be called Fridge and not John. How are your parents going to feel about that?
Whose parents?
Your parents, Fridge. They named you Jonathan.
It's supposed to be Giovanni, but
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Isn't that just Italian for Jonathan? Isn't that just the Italian Johnny? Because Giovanni, Johnny, I don't know.
I have no idea.
You know, hey, we're going to get into some Italian talk in a little bit anyway.
Oh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah, go.
He said it was going to be Giovanni. I was going to be Brandon Michael, and then right before I was born, my dad said he wanted to be me to be named after him. So that's where I got Thomas the Third. But I was going to be Brandon Michael.
Better than being a BM. I'm Brandon James. What up, BJ? I've had friends named BJ, and I'm like, you chose that as your nickname? You know, it's just a little bit weird. Anyway, yeah, I like the intro. I think it sounds nice. With that being said, I got an icebreaker for us to start this week if you guys are down for it.
Let's do it.
I want you to tell me your perfect fast food order using at least 3 fast food restaurants.
3 fast food restaurants.
At least 3. You can use more.
Okay. Now, is that including like a drink?
Everything. You want a full meal. You want
Full
dessert.
meal.
You want sides. Let's make
Okay.
let's say tomorrow I'm going in for gastric bypass surgery. Granted, you can't eat this the day before, but let's say this is your
final
Okay.
meal.
this is your okay. Yeah, let's go that way. You're going to prison tomorrow. You have to turn yourself in.
Definitely.
This is your
Okay.
final meal. All you got is the
Let's
budget
see.
for fast food.
Oh boy, that is very interesting. And I'm guessing like Chinese carryout is not considered fast food.
If it's, I mean, Panda Express is fast food to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Man.
I already know fridges. It's nuggets from one place, nuggets from place number 2, nuggets from place number 3.
There was going to be some nuggets.
I'm sure it would be.
Man, right off the top of my head, I'm...
All right, let's break it down.
Yeah.
Let's break it down. Let's start with your drink. How about that?
Oh, man, it'd probably be a Coke from McDonald's.
It's the best choice, right? It's
yeah,
the
the
only,
Coke from McDonald's, easy.
Fridge
Not
is
for
shaking
me.
his head no.
Not for
Okay, not for you. Is yours going to be a Taco Bell drink?
No.
Okay. I'm
Not the
curious.
Baja Blast?
Nope.
Because
I don't
there's
like
only a
Baja
few
Blast.
options. Taco Bell has the best Mountain Dew, obviously.
Yes.
Baja Blast I'm not a fan of, but they still have the best fountain Mountain Dew. So that Fountain Dew is good. Mm-hmm. So it's Coke from McDonald's, Fountain Dew from Taco Bell. What is yours then?
Yeah.
I would do the Arnold Palmer from Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I've never had that.
It's so
So
sweet.
I mean, you support, you know, the bashing of the gays. Is that what you're saying?
I support good food.
Even if, with a little prejudice on the side,
I don't
like
give a shit what they do.
here, welcome to Nazi filet, and here have your nuggets. But you know, you support us.
Make
Thank
me a
you.
good Arnold
I'll tell you what,
Palmer,
I'm
can do
going to go get Arnold Palmer this week.
What was that? The second time didn't help any.
I know. I tried to cover it up, but yeah.
So
If you're a pulp guy for like orange juice, lemonade, there
high pulp,
is-
only high pulp.
There is pulp in their lemonade. So
That I'm intrigued. I'm going to tomorrow grab an Arnold Palmer from Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
But you are not the first person to fuck up Arnold Palmer. I'm going to shout out real quick Fat Guy Friday food reviews. Me and my dad do food reviews. Check us out on Instagram. But one of our first reviews, we went to a local bar. First of all, I'm just going to shout it out. Limelight on 13 and Van Dyke. I got their ribs by their recommendation. It was the worst fucking ribs I've ever had in my life. They said, fall off the bone. I broke a tooth. I swear to Christ. Anyway, I got an Arnold Palmer. My dad gets an Arnold Palmer. Andy, who used to do it with us, got an Arnold Palmer. She comes back. Can I get you guys a refill? My dad goes, I'll take an Arnold Palmer. Just like you did. And I've been giving him shit for years. So just adding you to the roster.
I just tried to cover it up, and I screwed it up once again.
All right, so Arnold Palmer, Chick-fil-A. That's Fridge's drink. Tommy, you're going McDonald's Coke still?
Yeah, if I were to pick top three, I would take any of this, but Coke number one, Mountain Dew from Taco Bell, and a Sprite from McDonald's as well.
The spicy Sprite.
Sprite is crispy.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It bites back.
Yeah, that carbonation is on point.
McDonald's Coke is a top tier one. Don't get me wrong. If anywhere had Mellow Yellow on tap, I don't know of any fast food. What is it?
Arby's.
You're right, they do. That is a solid option. And then anywhere that has Pibb. I prefer Pibb over Dr. Pepper any day of the week.
Mr. Pibb is awesome.
But I am going with McDonald's Coke. So that's my drink. So we got 2 McDonald's Cokes. We got a Arnold Palmer. All right, let's go on. Appetizer, side dish.
Rally's fries or Checkers fries.
Yes, mashed potato fries.
Arby's is a better French fry, you guys.
Oh, the curly fries are great.
I don't sleep on Arby's here, man. Arby's is my favorite fast food by any means.
Yes, but the quantity of food that you get for the price.
We're not talking price. We're talking your perfect meal.
Oh, okay.
It's a good fry, though.
Checkers Rally's is third, in my opinion.
Okay.
So it's solid. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to Arby's curly fries first, and then I'm going with the, and I hate to say this, it's a fucking Del Taco. But those crinkle cut fries from Del Taco are fire.
They're like what are they, Ortega or something like
I
that?
don't know.
They are crinkle cut, and I don't get them plain. They load their fries. They have queso loaded fries. They have chili cheese fries. They have barbecue pork fries. I mean, they have some good shit. I'm going with.
Okay, so they have different options, but
Yes.
I'm just. If you're gonna,
This is your perfect meal. You do
okay,
you.
Yeah. I checker fries. I grew up Rallies. It's always gonna be Rallies to me.
I get it. Fridge. Don't think too hard.
I'm going cheese sticks from Arby's.
So I was close on that one, but I'm going jalapeno poppers from Arby's because they have the very good poppers.
I'm just not a big
On
cream
a
cheese
good
fan.
day when
Anytime
it's cooked,
I find
sometimes they're
there's cream
cold,
cheese
so-
and the poppers, and just turns me off.
We're gonna do an episode where we make you learn to love cheesecake. I mean, there's no way.
I know.
Because plain cheesecake, I get it. If you don't like cream cheese, you're not gonna like a plain cheesecake. But
Becca keeps waiting for the episode where you're gonna drop ranch on me.
oh, trust me, it's coming. What fat guy doesn't like
don't like
ranch,
ranch?
cheesecake, and tacos?
No, I hate ranch. Anything. The only thing that I'll stomach is Cool Ranch Doritos.
It's not even ranch.
Exactly. That's why I like it.
We're gonna get into the ranch. Trust me, that's coming. I think I'm gonna dedicate a whole episode to foods you don't like and me trying to make you like them. We can cover 2 hours there.
Are you gonna eat bacon?
We can do me in a different episode, okay? We're talking about Tommy right now. The fuck?
All
Yeah,
bacon all day.
The bacon and pizza episode is gonna make me fucking sick.
Oh man, that would be.
Pause. Who's a worse fat guy? Tommy for not liking ranch or cheesecake, or me for not liking pizza and bacon?
Usually, when you
I
think
can
fat,
get
you would think
past-
more of like meat. So I would say the bacon and when you say bacon and pizza,
Talking to your mic, Tommy.
bacon and pizza.
Whoever's in the middle just forgets to talk into their damn microphone.
Well, I was turning to
I
look at
know what you're
fridge.
doing. Turn your eyes and not your head.
I'll just move with the mic.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go with the ranch and cheesecake.
I'm agreeing with it.
Okay.
Because pizza doesn't necessarily pepperoni cheese sauce, but you can do anything now.
And again, like I don't consider it a traditional pizza, so I get away with saying I don't like pizza, but I do like a barbecue chicken pizza. I say I don't like pizza. That I feel is not a traditional pizza, so I say that statement, and I still feel it's accurate. So anyway, I think that's a great idea for future episodes, is where we just dedicate an episode to figuring out foods that they don't like, each of us, and seeing if we can make them like it.
Yeah,
Fridge, what's your bugaboos? What's a typical fat guy food that you don't like? I
don't know.
So I know
regular
one,
fast food.
I know one off the top of my head, and you've seemed to come around since I've known you. But in the last couple of years, you've told me you don't like chicken wings, bone-in chicken wings.
That's a travesty.
Probably in the last couple months I've gone wings, but
So like
nuggets are not wings. 100% boneless or not, they're not. Wings.
No, I mean I'll call them boneless wings, but they're not actually. I digress. I just remember when I met
A
you.
bone-in wing I don't like.
He said he didn't like bone-in wings, and then like one of the first times Fridge comes over and gets drunk, he goes home and he texts me. He's like, "I'm eating chicken wings in the shower."
I also had a chocolate shake that night in the shower.
So, man,
My mom is the same way. We were just talking about this the other day. She's like, "Oh man, I want Popeye's chicken," but yet she says she hates chicken, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. She's like, "I like fried chicken," because she won't eat like a chicken sandwich. Because I'm like, why don't you go to Wingstop and get a chicken sandwich? Why don't you get a chicken sandwich from Popeyes? Because when that whole fad was who has the best chicken sandwich, I don't like chicken. But then she's likes the KFC. I don't like chicken. That's her always. It boggles my mind. It's a fight that I have for her. Chicken is chicken. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I'm going to call out a few people here. I have my stepmom Denise. I have my one of my best friend's wives, Jessica. This is one that bugs me. I hate cheese, but I love pizza. Figure that one out for me. What is it's like the main ingredient on a pizza is it's cheese sauce bread, toppings, sure.
Yeah,
but both these women.
Is it the consistency, like a cold block of cheese or melted?
I don't know what it is. Here's my idea. Here's my thought. They're fucking lying. They had a bad experience with a certain kind of cheese, and they called off cheese. Because I'm going to call this out. And Jessica, when she comes on as a guest, which she does want to soon.
Yeah,
I think she's on next month. One time we're at a bar. We get pretzels, which comes with a house mustard and a beer cheese, and she is eating the fuck out of these pretzels, loving every second of this. This mustard's amazing. And I go, Jessica, that is the beer cheese. And after she found that out, she refused to eat any more of it, even though for the past 20 minutes she's been devouring this and loving it.
Maybe it gives her a little bellyache.
No, it gives off I'm a stubborn prick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that is. You're lying. You can't dislike cheese. I'll give it to you if you don't like certain kinds of cheeses.
that's how I am. There's certain kind of cheese that I don't like.
I like all cheeses, but I get it. A blue cheese or a Havarti or a brie or or the soft cheeses, goat cheeses, whatever you want to fucking go with. I get it. But you calling off all cheeses is like calling off all candy. It's like I don't like candy, but there's a million types of candy. Every cheese is different.
Well, we took a road trip to Minnesota to the Mall of America, and we stopped in Wisconsin on the way back, and they had like a castle that was like the House of Cheeses or Castle of Cheeses, and they gave us free samples, and 80% of them I didn't really care for. They had I forget what it was. They're curds that crack in your mouth when you chew on them and bite them. That was not for me. Didn't care for it, but I don't dislike cheese.
I went to Les Supreme, the French restaurant in downtown Detroit last year, and I got a cheese plate because I'm like, fuck it, I'm in a French restaurant. I've never had French cuisine, at least high end French cuisine, and they bring out these cheeses and they're all fucking wonderful. And then there's one that looks like blue cheese. Now, I'm a fan of blue cheese. I'm not going to eat it raw. That's not my craving.
Yeah.
But this, I forget which one it was, but I put it in my mouth, and I'm telling you, it was the most pungent, strong flavor. It was like blue cheese.
Just took over.
It was so potent and strong. Chewed it up. I'm like, I wanted to spit it out immediately, but after I chewed it up, let it settle, let it marinate a little bit. I'm like, wow, it's complex. It's fucking flavorful. I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
It's just it's like taking a mouthful of wasabi. It's like, ooh, that initial burn.
Yeah.
But once it calms down, it's fucking delicious.
We'll have to stop on the way to Alpena.
Pinconning, the Pinconning Cheese House. Yes,
yeah.
it's one of my stops all the time, and they have dill pickle cheese curds, which I use to make the best poutine I've ever had in my life.
I never even knew there was a cheese house.
There's 2 cheese houses right near Pinconning. There's a Pinconning Cheese House,
okay,
and there's another one just called the Cheese House, I think.
I believe so.
Okay,
So there's 2 of them. Go to Pinconning; it's the better one. But yeah, it's about an hour and a half north from Metro Detroit.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, so
Ish.
it is wonderful. They also sell a bunch of candies and chocolates and fudges and meats, and they have all your game meats and like
The
deer
closest
jerkies.
cheese house that I know of is the one in Frankenmuth with the mouse that's outside. Yeah,
I hate Frankenmuth. Anyway, we are way off topic here.
I know.
So
Cheese took over.
so far.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I remember this stuff. We got an Arnold Palmer from Chick-fil-A,
Yep.
accompanied by the cheese sticks from Arby's. We got over here the Raley's French fries with McDonald's Coke, and I got a McDonald's Coke with Arby's poppers. Main dish, boys.
It would be a burger, for sure. It would not be a chicken. Although I do love the original chicken sandwich from Burger King for some odd reason.
I don't get it either. That fucking elongated.
I don't.
And I get weirder. I had ketchup to it.
Okay, I don't add ketchup. I use the sweet and sour from there.
That's fine. That's acceptable. But like, I don't know why I like that. It's a piece of cardboard wrapped in chicken. It's disgusting. It's not good. It's not chicken. But yes, I love that spongy cake.
I don't get it, but I love it. Oh man, hamburger. What is it? I do love the Big Buford from Raley's.
It's a solid burger.
Man, it's really good. I don't like tomatoes, so I usually get no tomato.
Oh my god, come on, man!
But I love
I guess
ketchup.
you didn't get fat by eating tomatoes. I guess that's true.
Yeah, and I love tomato sauce, or for pasta. Like when I
What about cherry and grape tomatoes? Like, do you like?
not really,
Okay, what about?
but like if you give me
bruschetta?
pico, like a pico.
So spiced up, jazzed up
Yeah,
tomato.
yeah. If it's, I mean, I know it's fresh tomato, and I look at it and I see it's fresh tomato, but it doesn't really turn me off. But if you just gave me a tomato or a tomato slice, it totally turns me off.
What about bruschetta?
I haven't really had it too much to have really.
It's basically just a piece of bread with
Yeah,
tomato, mozzarella, balsamic.
Yeah, I've had it, and I'm not turned off by it, but it's not like something I have all the time to say. Ugh.
And then what's the other one? I think it's a caprese salad.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah.
That's interesting. So I'm gonna make a note in my mental head
tomato.
here. My mental head. My mental head.
Your mental head. Wow.
So
Palmies.
we're gonna make you love cheesecake ranch and tomato. So that's a goal of mine, because just even a good beefsteak tomato with salt and pepper on it is just fucking to die for. But we're gonna wait until I grow them in my backyard, because that's gonna be perfect timing.
Okay.
Fresh picked out the garden.
Okay, I'm up to try anything.
No tomatoes.
You don't like tomatoes either? No. All right, I think that's you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a 3-hour episode. We're just gonna do it all at once.
Okay.
Tomatoes.
We're gonna do the tomatoes. We're gonna cut a hole in them. We're gonna pull out our little dicks, and we're gonna make sure you like tomatoes.
He's
Okay?
always got to take it one step too far, doesn't he?
Is that too far?
Maybe for a podcast.
You're telling me that in your entire life you've never thought about cutting a hole in a fruit and fucking it.
No.
You're a fucking liar, Tommy.
I'm weird, but not that weird.
Tommy, I know you don't have a problem sticking your dick in an inanimate object, okay? Because we both own an auto blow.
No.
Okay? You got gifted one on my recommendation after your dick surgery. Okay? And I've never seen Tommy. Hey, mom and dad, Tommy, mom and dad, your son owes an auto blow. What that is, in case anyone doesn't know, it's a $500 contraption.
It's not $500.
The new ones are like $600.
Good Lord.
I think I paid $300 for mine during COVID, because I was a lonely boy during COVID. But basically what it is it's a fleshlight. So it's a pocket pussy that strokes you while your dick's in it. So you don't got to fuck this thing. You don't got to move at all. And the new one, I'm guessing yours is the AI. So
yeah, I think so, yeah.
So it syncs to the pornography you're watching. So as a girl's blowing the dude in the video, this thing is emulating the blowjob via machine. So
I don't use that feature.
Why the hell not?
Well, it's for me and my wife to...
If you are not using the AI feature, I'm trading you machines, because I need the AI feature. If you just want the stroking feature, I'll trade you. You keep your sleeve, I'll keep my sleeve. I just want the contraption that strokes, okay? All right. A little off topic again here.
I know, good Lord.
Fridge, have you ever fucked a fruit? Have you ever thought about it?
Can't say
It takes a lot to make me blush, but I can feel my face is red.
Am I the only
You're a
one that
dark
was 10
shade
years
of
old, and when I need to find something in this house to stick my dick in?
No, I've never... No.
What the hell's wrong? I guess I'm just overly sex
I
drive
think
when
I
I was a
waited till I
child.
was like.
I have a
14,
high
and then
sex
I was
drive,
just
but
like-
no way.
14 to what?
Then I was just like, oh, girls.
So
Never.
you didn't touch your
Yeah.
winky growing up until you were 14?
I can't remember what I ate for dinner. So
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I can remember, but no, I never tried to use a contraption.
Monday night meat and potatoes with Prude, and James. You know, all right. So
I wasn't like
Animal.
Inspector Gadget or anything. Like,
we're gonna pause the video, and I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna get a gourd out of my kitchen, and I'm gonna cut 3 holes in it, and we're gonna see how this goes. Anyway, let's get back to our meal. This icebreaker's going
yeah,
so well.
where did that? Oh, okay,
we
whatever.
got
All right. Is the Buford your choice, or are you going with a different burger? Because there are other solid fast food burgers out there. I mean, a Burger King is actually flame broiled. It is actually cooked over an open
Yeah,
flame.
the Whopper is really good.
So that's a solid choice too. I'm not trying
going
to
Hardee's
sway you.
Frisco.
So, okay.
Yeah, but you can't find a Hardee's anywhere
15
anymore.
a mound.
Yep, 15 amount.
Yes.
And they used to be only open until like 2 p.m. They're finally fucking staffed and open.
Oh my gosh!
I
Because
had
every
it-
time I go, they're closed.
I've had it for the first time in my life. I had it for breakfast about a month ago. I've never had Hardee's before that.
Okay.
The breakfast was solid. They have really good biscuits and gravy, believe it or not. Anyway, let's stay on beat here. We are so fucking off topic. What is your main course, Tommy?
I guess first thought was Big Buford. I'll stick with my first
All right,
choice.
Big Buford. Fridge. What nuggets are you picking?
I wasn't going nuggets.
There's no nuggets in your perfect fast food meal? I am so... You're not the Nugget King.
The Frisco, the Hardee's Frisco burger.
Okay, so what is that?
It's what, sourdough cheese bacon burger.
Okay. So when I think of a Frisco, which there are none around here anymore, but Steak and Shake, they had a Frisco melt, and it's one of the best things I've ever had. It's like a French dressing almost. 2 smash patties, sourdough bread and cheese with grilled onions. It's fucking amazing.
The closest one now is Great Lakes Crossing.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
That might be a stop for me anytime I'm out that way.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up.
So we got the Frisco burger from Hardee's is Fridge's main course. We got the Big Buford for Tommy. I should have thought about my own while you guys were talking here. I'm probably going to go with a double beef and cheddar from Arby's with horsey and Arby's sauce.
Oh, I don't like horsey sauce.
Well,
I don't like horsey sauce either.
you guys, kiss and make up, boys. When I'm with either of you, I've been asked, are you guys brothers? Both of you, I've been asked, are you two brothers? But here I am sitting with the fucking twins. So, you know, I guess
I don't know what to tell you.
you guys just want to tie your dicks together. Jeez.
Oh, he's so graphic. Jeez.
I wouldn't necessarily maybe zip ties.
Chinese finger trap? That way you have to come closer to get out. Anyway,
Every time I hear Chinese finger trap, I always think of Adam's Family.
so speaking of though, I actually just bought all the stuff to make Arby's
I was wondering
beef
where
and
that was
cheddars at
going.
home. Huh?
I was wondering where that was
Oh,
going.
yeah.
I just bought all this stuff.
No, I-
After I said Chinese finger trap, that was his first.
I got my onion rolls, I got roast beef, I got cheddar cheese, I got Arby's sauce and horsey sauce, actual Arby's and horsey sauce. The only thing I don't have is the sauce that comes on that sandwich is not Arby's sauce. The red
It's
sauce.
Red
It's
Ranch.
called Red Ranch.
Yes.
Which is a weird name for something that's nothing to do with ranch. All right.
I want to piggyback off some. I tried to make RBQs, and I looked up and I found an old recipe for their RBQ sauce. It did not taste like an RBQ.
What the hell's an RBQ?
Oh, dude, back
I
in
don't
the
even know.
90s, it was the roast beef and it was slathered in their barbecue sauce.
Slathered.
It was literally like,
It was moist and slathered.
well, you know how you get like a pulled pork sandwiches, barbecue pulled pork? Imagine their roast beef
pull my
sandwiches.
pork.
Like, oh, I'm going to lose my train of thought if
you
you
can't
doing
pull
that.
Your pork today. We're on camera.
I'm gonna pull my pork.
So-
pillow.
Anyways, it was,
The tuggy.
I'm not Uncle Chuggy. I'm Uncle Thuggy.
yes, it was called RBQ. It was a barbecued roast beef.
Beef.
And they were really good. And it's not this Red Ranch sauce, it's not the Arby's sauce. It was a different type of barbecue, and it didn't taste the same when I made it at home.
So I back in the day, Arby's sauce actually used to say zesty barbecue sauce on the packet, so that was pretty interesting.
I did not know that.
Anyway,
Or remember, rather.
now, are you guys going with the second entree? Because I know I will.
I guess
This is our final meal.
Okay.
Side of nuggets.
So,
I knew nuggets had to be in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
they're
you know?
snacky. They're not like a meal.
Yeah, so I mean, me personally, like when I go to a fast food restaurant, I'd prefer getting, I'll get like a McChicken and a McDouble rather than a French fry. I'm not a
Same
huge
here.
French fry person. So anyway, would you guys do? You're doing nuggets. Where are you doing nuggets from?
I would probably, if I was going to do like a nugget, I would probably go the chicken fingers from Arby's with their honey mustard.
Did you just call them chicken fingers
That's what they're
Tendies.
called.
Chicken
tenders. or
they
tendi?
They're tenders.
Chicken fingers are on the kids menu at Bennigan's. Like that's the only time you see chicken fingers. He's gonna look it up. Watch.
I'm going to look it up.
It's chicken tenders.
Okay.
I'd probably pair my Frisco with a 20-piece from McDonald's.
So you're going, oh man, McDonald's. What dipping sauces? You get 4 unless you pay extra.
What was that one they just had out for the limited time? The Polynesian sauce?
That sounds right. I never had it though. Okay, just that
Sweet and sour.
sweet and sour. That's a solid option. Wendy's has a better sweet and sour though. If you've never had it,
I only do spicy nuggets.
They are tenders.
it's an inferior. I know.
I was wrong.
My nickname is fucking Google, dog. Wendy's has a better sweet and sour sauce. Their nugget is inferior.
It is.
Burger King has the worst fast food nugget there is. Anyway,
It's like a soggy.
20-piece nug with Polynesian and sweet and sour. Okay, I like it. Solid. You go with the second entree, Tommy?
Yeah, it would probably be the Arby's with the honey mustard. Chicken tenders.
Chicken tendies.
Yeah.
Tenders.
Tendies.
So you guys are both going chicken. I'm also going chicken, but I am going to do the spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
Solid.
It's a
That's
good
a good-
choice.
that's a good- yeah.
It's a good hunk of meat.
Yeah.
And then finally, let's cap it out. You guys getting dessert?
Yeah, I'm not really big on dessert, but it might be the McDonald's apple pie.
Only if it was
Taco
still
Bell.
But
fried.
no, yeah, I was gonna say, but well, yeah, because you can't go back in time. So current.
Fuck it. This is
can't-
our game. You can go back anytime.
Okay, then it would be the old school. Before they changed it, what 2 years ago?
They took away the fried apple pie like 15 years ago, dog.
It'd be a coin toss for me between the apple turnovers at Arby's
Oh man, I forgot about those things.
or caramel apple empanadas from Taco Bell.
Those are not good. I'm sorry.
I hate 'em.
Never liked them. And they're always like you bite into it and it's half empty. It's just fucking air.
I don't like them.
The only proper answer here, and Tommy, you're gonna have to try these eventually, is the cheesecake bites, the fried cheesecake bites from Del Taco.
Okay.
They're little egg rolls filled with caramel and cheesecake, and they're good hot or cold. Stop shaking your head. If you don't like them, I will
just likes
literally
warm
I will
things
literally
bursting
eat it
in
out
his
of your
mouth.
shit. It's that good. Like I will wait till the next day and go, give me that wasted cheesecake bite. You don't deserve this, you fucker. All right. There's the perfect meal. There's the perfect meal. It's Tommy's
We have derailed.
secondhand cheesecake bites out of Tommy's diarrhea.
Oh boy.
Hey, you guys let me talk on a podcast. I'm going to be unapologetically me. Okay? Okay. All right.
You just look so disturbed at the moment.
I am. Good lord.
Oh man, Tommy, you're red and blue right now.
Oh
I've
man.
never made you blush so much. All right. So that's what I had for an icebreaker. You guys got anything you want to talk about this week, or should I just keep going?
Well, did you guys even take a look at the Oscars last night?
No, there was
Oh, I'm a fan of Conan O'Brien, so I must be a masochist because that was, oh my god, that was so painful to watch.
I didn't even know they were on. I don't pay attention to any of the award shows.
All right, I will tell you what happened in 30 seconds. The movie and Nora won. They won almost everything. Conan O'Brien was okay. I liked him. And Kieran Culkin had the best acceptance speech. And that pretty much wraps up the Oscars. There you go.
That was like 18 seconds.
Yeah. literally.
I seen some clips on like Facebook and stuff. Wasn't Sandler in like a sweatshirt and shorts?
Yeah, he.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, he did a skit with Conan. They were making fun of the way he dressed, and it was just.
Oh, so that was.
Yeah,
like
it was a bit.
a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
It was a bit.
Yes, there you go into the microphone. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never been interested in any of those award shows. I'll catch the clips. The most interesting thing that's ever happened in an award show was watching Will Smith smack the shit out of
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. And you know what? Power to Chris Rock. I wouldn't have been able to stand there and take that. So
No, especially after we found out that it was real and it wasn't planned.
not you're defending your wife who didn't need defending, and she's out there fucking your son's friends. So fuck her.
Yeah.
Not literally. I wouldn't. Maybe back in the day.
Yeah.
She used to be pretty.
Also,
Yeah, that's your choice.
kind of switching gears. Did you guys realize that last week they started the NFL Combine?
No.
The Super Bowl just ended.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a year-round sport, Tommy.
I was going to say, Roger Goodell is going to have the NFL from January to December.
If it wasn't such a physical sport, I'd be all for 22, 23 games a season. I can tell you that as a season ticket holder for the Detroit Lions, the Ford family can go fuck themselves because
Did they take your tickets away?
no, they didn't take them away, but they damn near want to. I mean, you're literally congratulating my loyalty and season ticket holders by doubling the price of my seats in 2 years. Oh wow, we had 2 good fucking seasons, and you're just gonna reward us that way? Go fuck yourself. That's greed. That's corporate greed at its finest.
Well, I've seen in the news a lot that a lot of people are losing their tickets because they sold them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And-
I sold I think 5 out of the 9 or 10 games last year. You're gonna tell me, I get it. You want to make your money, but you got your money.
I was going to say, the money is already given. You've already got it.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
It's completely bullshit. I think that's such a stupid thing.
Yeah.
I personally had to sell half my tickets because I was unemployed. I lost my job for 4 months, and I'm like, I got to recoup some of this money.
Yeah.
It's corporate greed.
And because it wasn't because you wanted to make money, you were needing money.
Yeah. Oh shit!
But that leads me into
fuck. I missed it. Sorry, I just realized I missed Anzalone's signing at Hull and Shaner on Saturday. I have 2 of his jerseys, and I meant to do that, but yeah.
Oh, that leads me into a question. Do you think currently, because I don't know if you follow
Yes.
any of the other sports teams in this town, that we are the best sports town right now? And where I'm coming from is the Lions, Detroit Tigers made it to the playoffs last year. The Pistons are in the, I believe, 6th seed right now in the playoffs after they had combined the past 2 years, I think 31, 32 wins, and they are at 34 wins right now.
Yeah, I think last year they were one of the worst teams in history. I
Yes.
think they had like 13 wins.
I think
or something like that.
we finished like 12 or 13 wins.
Yeah.
We had to combine the past 2 years, all of 30 wins. We're in the 6th seed now. Red Wings are in the mix right now.
Yeah, they got rid of their coach and
Yeah, right
then
around
they won
Christmas.
like
Right at
then-
Christmas, and
then they
now
went on like a 6 or 7 game win streak.
yeah, and right now in the past 10 games, Pistons are I think 9-1, and they only lost to the Denver Nuggets, which like I said, I don't know how much you follow other.
Nuggets.
There you go. Like I'm waiting for it.
And then you got the Spartans and the Wolverines, which can be almost a glorified pro team around this area.
Go green.
Yeah, and they, I believe, now are ranked in the top 10 in basketball. They're going to be in the tournament. Michigan's most likely going to be in the tournament. What other city or state would you compare to having that much success?
I wish I could tell you. I don't pay that much attention, but I mean that's all awesome. We're missing 2 things that would make it the solid GOAT for sports. I mean, where the hell are my Detroit Rockers?
Oh man, that's a good
Oh,
throwback.
yeah, and where are my Vipers? The Vipers was my favorite thing to do. As
I
a
went
kid.
to a lot of Viper games.
Well, we all had those little free tickets all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, they had a badass logo.
Yes, they did.
I still have Viper shit somewhere, but yeah, that was cool.
I never went to a Rockers game, but I was familiar with them. I went to even the arena football team, Detroit Fury, quite a few times.
Yeah, the new one, whatever the hell the new indoor XFL team is.
Oh, you're talking about the Michigan Panthers?
Yeah,
The
I
USFL?
I went to one game last year. That was kind of fun.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's super cool. I mean, good time to be a sports fan in Detroit, I guess.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of comparable, and the closest that I can think of was probably Boston.
I would have said somewhere around New England, New York, you know.
Because you got the Celtics, you got the Red Sox, and then New England Patriots, because their fandom, no matter how bad or good they are doing.
Yeah, they're...
I mean, that was my closest. So I didn't know if you guys were... I know you guys follow football, but I didn't know if you guys really follow any of the sports.
I follow hockey and baseball to an extent. I will admit I'm a bandwagon fan when it comes to the Tigers. I don't follow them too much. When they hit the playoffs last year, yeah, I was watching and rooting them.
Yeah.
Hockey has fallen off for me a lot since, our 20-some-odd year playoff run that ended.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell off on hockey, but again, I'm also a Flyers fan, so,
I remember when we were in the thick of it with the Red Wings.
Thick of it.
In the playoffs.
Backyardigans.
We had the car flags. The Red Wings had the car flags that we would fly.
He's over here singing VeggieTales. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be stuck in your head forever.
I hate tomatoes, but I'm going to sing about them and want to talk to them. That's what I'll do. That's how I'm going to get you guys to like tomatoes.
Sing about it.
We're going to drop acid. And I'm going to put tomatoes on there, and we're going to put on VeggieTales. And we're going to sit here until they talk to you. Yeah.
We are the pirates that don't do anything.
I don't actually do drugs. I digress. So yeah, no, great time to be a sports fan. There's a little bit of a lull right now, so
Yeah.
when it comes to sports, I'm not really paying too much attention.
Yeah, if
like
you
I said,
talk Tigers, you can talk to my wife. I don't watch baseball.
Baseball is one of those things I hate watching on TV, but if I'm at a game, I love.
Yeah. But I was fully invested in that historic run last year.
Yeah, no, that was super fun. The game that we won that put us into the playoffs, that solidified our playoff spot, I was actually at a work party at one of the rooftop bars in Detroit, and it literally looked over the stadium, so I could
That's
actually
awesome.
see the game from there. So that was super cool. Mm-hmm. The city went absolutely nuts that night. You could hear them from a mile away.
If the teams put forth effort, this city will back you. I mean, the city backed the Lions for years, and they didn't even put forth effort.
Yeah, but if you don't notice, when we get used to a little success, the second you do bad after your success, we turn our backs quick.
Oh, man.
This town is not forgiving when it comes to that shit either. But yeah,
Look how quick we're turning on Ben Johnson.
Yeah, but look at the Eagles that just won the Super Bowl and then they fucking rioted their town. I'm like, you call that a riot? If the Lions won the Super Bowl,
It would be Armageddon.
Are you kidding me? We would riot to Philadelphia. I mean, that's how big it would be. Oh man, that would be insane.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna back up here a little bit.
Okay.
We touched a little bit on some celebrities, and I wanted to bring this up last week and we ran out of time. But with the couple that's happened in the past week or two, Michelle Trachtenberg passed away.
That's shocked. That was
39 years old, and then oh gosh,
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, thank you.
Yeah.
And his wife and the dog, all found dead. He was 95. He had a great run. Don't get me wrong, but that death is, out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it didn't really shock me when you hear, oh, he died and he was 95 years old. But then you find out
The wife and
Wife, the dog, and
the dog was locked in a crate, so they were dead for a while. The dog probably
Yeah.
starved or
Yeah.
dehydration. But the question is, what happened? They said it wasn't carbon monoxide. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm not even
yeah,
going to
yeah.
get into what it is. But I wanted to bring up this topic:
Okay.
celebrity deaths that hurt you the most.
Okay, so not shocking in general, or just the ones that affected you.
Yeah. And I can start because I remember I was when it happened. I was in my bedroom. I was playing Counter-Strike Source
Okay.
on the map Italy. This is how much I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
And someone in the chat there said that Steve Irwin died. And growing up, that was like my idol. So yeah, fuck that Stingray. But that one is the one that affected me the most. I follow his daughter, I follow his wife, I follow his son on all social medias. Robert Irwin is a spitting image of Steve Irwin. He's so awesome. And Bindi, named after his favorite crocodile, she's got some nice titties. I mean, I'm not. Fridge is over here nodding. You know what I'm talking about. Bindi Irwin, I would titty fuck her in a sandstorm. Okay? I'm just saying. He's turning red again. This is an everything podcast that we're going to talk about everything. And you're surprised that me, who you've known for 15 years, is saying I titty fuck someone.
I'm just shocked. I guess I'm more just shocked that you'd say it on a... Well, I guess you're unapologetic.
I'm about to put celebrity pictures on this TV and say smash or pass and why, and make you break out of your fucking shell.
I'm not in my shell. It's just shocking.
No, you're not in Michelle. That's my mom. Anyway, celebrity deaths that hurt the most. And then, you know what? I'm going to even... did we already cover celebrity passes? Did we do that yet?
No.
Okay, we're going right into that after this.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Let's hear the celebrity deaths that affected you the most.
Easy. Farley.
Chris Farley. Okay.
Easy.
And he died in what, 99?
97, I believe.
Was it that early?
97. I believe it was like December 21st or January 21st of 97.
Gosh, I didn't know it was that early. For some
It
reason,
could be 99.
I feel like Beverly Hills Ninja came out after 97.
Let's see.
I could be wrong. I was
December 18th of 97. I was 3 days off.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn. So Chris Farley, I mean, I've watched his documentaries and I love his movies, and just almost everything he ever did was just comedic genius.
To this day, it still bothers me.
Yeah.
To this day, it bothers me.
And even that line in Adam Sandler's tribute song, hey man, slow down, or you're gonna go the way of Belushi, And I'm like, hey, I hope they actually said that to him. But that sucks.
He
losing
just
a friend.
didn't want to listen.
I've lost many friends to drugs, so it sucks because I'm not even going to touch into this too much, but there's nothing you can do when someone's that far gone.
You can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped, and he felt like nobody loved him. From what I'm understanding is when Beverly Hills Ninja bombed, it put him on a track. I guess opening weekend, or I'm not going to get into the logistics because I wasn't prepared to really hone in on why. But yeah, he was upset of the reception of the movie and felt like he wasn't funny, and that derailed him.
And see, I think that's just a terrible review because I fucking love that movie.
That movie's hilarious.
That was so growing up. As you get older, your Black Sheep and your Tommy Boy are better overall. But growing up, Beverly Hills Ninja was more aligned for a kid, I think.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite Chris Farley role growing up, and I just loved everything about it. I love Chris Rock chasing the chicken. It's just so stupid and funny.
In my daily, well, I won't say daily because I don't say daily, but I always, if I'm thinking about something, I always say I got to rethink my inks.
Yeah.
I use that all the time.
So growing up, I got my first detention in fourth grade, because I went into there and my teacher was wearing a dress that was kind of hideous.
Yeah.
And I go, nice dress, who killed the couch? and I got detention in fourth grade, and that's straight out of fucking Beverly Hills.
Sometimes I'll say, oh, Tommy, you're such a ninny.
Great white ninny.
Yeah.
Fridge.
Did I say ninny?
I meant ninja.
Did I say ninja? I meant ninny. Yeah, another one, big one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay.
No, it's okay. He's basically saying he's a heartless soul. So
Yeah.
no celebrity does bother
Norm
me.
Macdonald.
That one
Yeah,
hit.
well, Robin
It hit
Williams.
more because it
Rob
was
Williams?
surprising.
Yeah,
Rob
And
Williams.
Rob Williams,
he-
yes.
because he was always.
That one was such a shocker because he did it to himself, and you never know what people are going through until you hear about it. I get it. Lewy body dementia. He was going down the tube. I like to think that if I still had my faculties enough to make that decision, I'm sorry. If I'm going down that dementia, I'm going to lose control of my body and mind. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
We can get into a whole fucking hour-long talk about whether or not it's right or wrong, but I believe assisted suicide should be absolutely a thing if you're of mind.
Mind, yep.
So anyway, yeah, Norm Macdonald was a great one. For anyone out there who hasn't listened to it or watched it, look up the moth joke. It is.
I was gonna bring that up, and it's. I was gonna do a revised version, and I'm like quickly on the pod, but it won't hold the candle.
It won't.
To the way that he.
Well, if it held a candle, the moth would come to it. So, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely
check out Norm Macdonald's moth joke. It is hilarious.
So yeah, those are some solid choices there.
Phil Hartman was another one.
That one was
sad.
That one's crazy.
I was a little young to like really wrap my mind around it. I know it was after Farley, but Farley, I emulated him growing up so much and loved everything that he did. So that did hit home, but Hartman was a big one.
Yeah. I mean, and you go back to John Lovitz and Andy Dick and all those fights over it because, they blame Andy Dick for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hartman's wife, got drugged up and murder-suicide. So
yeah.
It's awful. So let's go right into lightening the mood. Celebrity passes. If your wives don't know about them, they're going to know now. So.
Oh, Becca knows about mine, so it don't matter.
All right, give me your 3. Unless you have more. I mean,
Ooh, 3. I know
I've always
off
had
the top
3.
of my head.
I've always had 3.
Okay.
So I want to hear them. Fridge, you don't go first often. You go first.
Yeah. I always kind of take it over. So go ahead. What you got?
I'm gonna think about it. Give me a minute.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I'm trying to think of a third. I
It's
think I know
3.
who my third is, but
3.
you guys are going to laugh at mine, but whatever. Kelly Clarkson. I absolutely.
Kelly Clarkson now or Kelly Clarkson?
Well, any time, because I was ride or die from her from the beginning. So it would be kind of a jerk for me to like her in 2007, then say, hate you in 2012, and then like her again in 2022. So I've liked her from the beginning. So yeah, Kelly Clarkson's always been my number one.
Now, I'm just going to say this. You can't fuck her voice, right?
I understand. I fell in love with her on American Idol. I voted for her on American Idol.
Love with her.
I'll say in love. I already told Becca I'll leave you for her.
Hey, I believe it or not, this was my step grandfather that told me this when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Don't cheat unless you'd fuck her in front of your wife. So if that's how serious you are about Kelly Clarkson,
yeah, absolutely.
Becca, sit in the cuck chair and watch me rail this woman.
And the second girl is same way, and Becca knows it.
Let's hear it.
Becky Lynch from WWE. I absolutely love her.
Pulling out my phone. I gotta look this one up. I think you told me about this a little bit ago.
Yeah. I even have she wrote a memoir, and I have it signed by her.
Okay.
I absolutely love her. I mean, she's married, has a kid. Don't care.
She's an attractive woman.
Yeah, it wasn't the looks. I like the Irish accent, and I liked her wrestling, and then she came out with a gimmick in around 18.
You lost me at Irish accent.
It's
the worst accent.
No, you said the Southern accent is the worst accent. We had this discussion.
Okay, they're both pretty bad.
Because a Southern girl, cowboy hat, cowboy boots, I absolutely adore.
I recently started enjoying this from a TikToker that I follow, but the Belgian accent, it gets me. It's like a dirty French accent. I don't know why. I just like it. Anyway, Becky Lynch, Kelly Clarkson.
And I guess...
Give me right off the top of your head, who's your gut instinct third?
Gal Gadot.
Okay. Gal Gadot. Okay.
If gut instinct, probably Gal Gadot. I mean, there's a lot of girls that I really think are hot, but as far as a hall pass, I guess I do like Scarlett Johansson. I think she's pretty.
That's my number 2.
She does have a disease, a communicable disease. So would that affect your choice?
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. You got to think about these types of things. ScarJo has the herp.
Okay.
I believe. I don't want to get fucking sued for defamation here, but I believe I've read that
Alleged.
she has herpes.
Allegedly. Real quick story I just heard this week. Colin Jost, her husband.
Who?
Colin Jost, her husband.
Who?
I'm saying it correct, aren't I?
I don't know who that is.
He's on Weekend Update. He's one of the writers for SNL. Michael
Weekend
Shea
Update.
and Colin Jost.
Is that the white and black guy that do the racist jokes to each
Yeah,
other?
yes.
Okay, is that the white or the black guy?
He's the white guy.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. He searched 12 dumpsters for her ring that she lost. And after he dumpster dived for 12 dumpsters, she had the ring in her pocket the whole time.
Nice.
Just found that out this week.
Divorce. Fridge, you've had some time. Let's hear it.
So, Scarlett Johansson.
Okay. Mike.
That's my number 2. Aubrey Plaza, for 1.
I like her.
Weird and pretty.
Third one, Ronda Rousey.
Ooh.
Oh.
Get out.
I don't like her. I don't like her personality.
I'm not into muscular women. Listen, and this is personal preference. I want to preface this with you are an attractive, strong woman. You're just not my cup of tea, Ronda Rousey, and I'd fight you. I would fight her. I go in the boxing ring with her.
After the way she acted in WWE, I lost a lot for Ronda, so her attractiveness turned down for me.
So,
if anybody can't tell, I'm a huge WWE fan. I'm the only one here.
Well, no, I mean, I was a huge WWE fan. I was actually a WCW boy, but anyway, we'll get into the wrestling here.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me is Olivia Wilde. Specifically,
oh, man.
Specifically her character as Dr. Remy Hadley or 13 from House.
That's a good one.
And what's great about that one is Shelby literally agrees with that. So if the opportunity came up, I'm like, I'll watch you two do it. I don't even care. Just let me touch a leg.
Let me hold your toe.
So that's my number 1. My number 2 is Alice Eve.
She is very, very
She's got a
pretty.
blue eye and a green eye. And her in the movie, she's out of my league. Oh my God. That girl's hot.
Another blonde that's really cute, Alicia Cuthbert. But I
don't
love
know
her.
who these people are.
A Girl Next Door.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Olivia Munn is another one that I really like.
Lost me there. My third is Ryan Reynolds. I'm just kidding. It's Blake Lively. It's Ryan Reynolds' wife.
I can totally see that, but with everything going on with the Justin Baldoni thing, I don't know. The way you act and the way you present yourself just turns me off. I can't separate.
He's not supposed to be turning you on.
No.
I'm not sitting there, hey, trying to date this woman. I get an hour of which I'm using 4 minutes of. Like, let me.
I can't
stop, Tommy. Don't ruin this for me.
I know, but I can't separate your personality from the looks. I can't. If I know the type of person you are, your attractiveness goes down for me.
So don't ever look up the biography of any porn star you like, because you're gonna find some nasty shit. What the hell? You're married. You've been married for almost a decade.
Yeah.
Have you asked your wife about her history? About everything about her history?
I've never asked her, but I know a lot about her history.
But there's certain things that you would prefer her not to tell you if it turned you off, right?
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm pretty
don't
open.
Know about you.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're going to talk about it on this podcast eventually.
She knows a lot about the things that I've done, and
I could bring up some things that would make her blush from here to there.
No, I think she probably knows.
Oh, Tommy, you don't know how much I remember. I remember everything. Okay, it's an unfortunate thing about being me is I remember everything, and when you're drinking and blackout drunk, I'm still making memories. Okay, so the things you tell me,
I don't get blackout drunk.
Oh, don't even start with me, buddy. Both you don't even start with me, motherfuckers.
I think I've been blackout drunk one time, and that was probably 8 10 years ago.
Every time you've been blackout drunk was probably with me. Or at the
Yes, that's
or
what
at
I'm
the
saying. It's been
Coliseum.
once or twice. And then I snored so loud that your stepdad thought something was wrong in the house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that did happen. So, that brings that
Now,
up.
does Shelby have any hall passes that you're aware of, or?
Yeah, I mean, Olivia Wilde is one of them.
Okay.
For men, gosh, I know she is super attracted to the guy that played the killer in Disturbia.
Really?
Yeah, and
I can't think of his name.
it's because he was in a war show or movie that she really liked. Hold on one second. His name's David Morse.
Yeah, he even played in House.
Yeah, he was the bad detective.
Yep.
So yeah, she liked him in The Green Mile. That's
Okay.
where it's from. I know that's one of her guys that she mentions a lot every time she's like, I'm in love with that.
Becca is Randy Orton from WWE and Jason Momoa. I don't know if that's her official hall pass, but I know she's in love with those two guys.
My favorite part is when I always ask Shelby, get away from my cable, cat. She's gonna knock our camera over. Fred, just scare that cat away, please. Anyway, I always love it when I ask Shelby or what's your celebrity passes or what's your most attractive guys, and everyone she mentions are polar opposites of what I look like. I'm like, oh, you have a type and it's not me. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't look like Jason Momoa last time I checked.
Hold on. Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Maybe from the left.
But if
From the left.
but if it's any consolation, I'd rather fuck you than Jason Momoa. So
That makes me warm and fuzzy inside.
Jason Momoa, from what I understand, does not shower. He's one of those guys.
He looks like he don't shower.
Yeah, I don't know. He looks greasy and whatever. More power to you, Becca. Anyway, I don't even know where to go here. Anyone got any topics? WWE. Let's touch topics on this.
Okay, well,
Fridge's favorite thing.
Well, Elimination Chamber happened this past weekend, and John Cena can't see me. He's been in the WWE, and he's on his retirement tour, and he turned heel for the first time, and he's been in WWE for 22 years. And I thought it was going to be maybe they would turn Cody Rhodes heel because a face versus a face doesn't really work well setting up for WrestleMania. I did not see the Cena heel turn. My question to you, what was the most surprising or best heel run or heel turn to you guys, or best heel in wrestling history?
It's Ric Flair. It's
Okay.
the only answer. Ric Flair is the best heel that's ever existed.
Okay, now, I agree with you that Ric Flair might be the best heel in history, but the most surprising or shocking heel turn next to the Cena turn was Hogan in that 96-98 going NWO, spray painting the NWO on the belt at Bash of the Beach. I believe that was one of the more shocking heel turns. And Randy Orton around the 2007-2009 era was a great heel run. But far as being the GOAT of heels, Ric Flair, I totally agree with you on that.
You're not supposed to run on your heels, by the way. I mean, I haven't been into wrestling in forever. I was a WCW boy, like I said.
Yeah.
I loved the Wolfpack, the red and black NWO, and I loved all the dichotomy there with the black and white, and then you had the LWO come out. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. He was one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio was my favorite wrestler growing up for a very long time. I loved the Hurricane Rana, and I loved it when he took out fucking Kevin Nash and all that stuff. But
I loved Rey Mysterio, but he's still wrestling.
yeah, he's
And
50 or something.
I can't. I'm done with him. It's like just retire. I can't stand watching him in the wrestling ring. Dominic, his son, is wrestling, and I actually love to hate him. So I keep up on it, and Becca even teased me. I'm surprised you picked Monday nights to do a podcast when it's Monday Night Raw. I'm like, oh well, I'll just watch it when I get home.
Nitro is better.
I don't know about all that. Maybe that. I'll tell you, the Attitude Era was Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind.
Yeah,
Taker. That is
Mick Foley and all of his characters are one of the best.
Cactus Jack,
Dude Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We won't go dig too deep in this topic because you're not really.
I can talk about the old shit. I can't.
Yeah, I know.
My newest experience with wrestling is my buddy used to have sweet tickets for the Joe.
Yeah.
And one time he said, "Hey, it's Monday Night Raw. You want to go?" I'm like, "Sure." I'm not into this. I don't know anyone. And it opens up with a fucking 40-man Royal Rumble, like surprise Royal Rumble. I'm like, that was pretty fucking cool to see.
Yeah.
But beyond that, if it's not 2006 and before, I don't know shit about wrestling. So
Yeah,
I think Fridge is pretty much in the same boat.
I took a break around 2003 to 2005, 2006, and came back into it. I pre-ordered WWE 25. I'm waiting for it. It drops this week. I'm huge into WWE, so anything sports I really follow. Basketball, baseball, football.
If it was
UFC.
real, I'll tell you how you get me. I hate UFC. I can't stand it.
Well, it became oversaturated. I lived for waiting every 10 to 12 weeks for a UFC, and now it's on every other weekend. It's hard to keep up with all of it. So it just oversaturated the market.
Yeah. I don't know. UFC just it never tickled my taint. So,
but my dad got me into that. He got me into UFC, but that was back when we would rent it on VHS and watch Hoist Gracie and Dan Severn, and when it was No Rules, and it was brutal.
Rented on VHS. Now we're taking it back.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the things I miss, and I talk about this quite a bit with people around me when it comes up, but you have this unlimited resource of all these streaming services and fucking, I don't have cable. I haven't had cable in 15 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
I miss, on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, going to a movie store.
Blockbuster.
So I was a Family Video boy, but either way.
Well, once Family Video became close to my house. Sorry for cutting you off. I apologize.
Yeah, sure you are.
I'm terrible at it.
I know. Anyway, can I talk?
I'll allow it.
You want me to mute your mic? Should I just mute it? I have the control.
That'd probably be the best way to control me, is just turn me off.
But I just miss going there and you don't know anything about these movies, and you get a fucking synopsis and 4 pictures on the back, and
yeah.
It was so much better than looking through these movies or finding something you're like, oh, what do I want to watch tonight? It was just, you have these choices and you have to make it. And if you pick the wrong fucking choice, you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
You can't turn it off and find another movie.
Just watch it.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Every Friday night I spent the night over at my Granny and Papa's house, and my aunt would take me to Family Video or Blockbuster, and it was either 3 movies for the weekend, or it was 2 movies and a video game. And that's what I did, and I miss that.
I used to love Family Video. They rented the consoles, so I remember I was able to rent an N64 because I had a PlayStation, but I'm like, every now and then I want to play an N64 game. They also had the giant oversized gumball machine that had the free video rentals if you got the one that said free on it. They also had free kids movies, and
new rentals were $2.50.
Yeah, Blockbuster. The idiots that they are, priced themselves out. They started doing no late fees, but the movies were like $8.
Yeah.
And then they did like 5 for 5 nights. And then they even had the offer to buy Netflix for $1 million. What the fuck happened?
I wonder if the board, what they think about that decision. I mean, Family Video is no longer around as of probably 3 to 4 years ago?
I think the final one just closed last year.
It
was either in Texas or Alaska. It was one of the two.
Because it was $2.50 for a new rental. Then you had the older movies that weren't really considered great. It was $2 for $1, and then you had like the nearly new
section
for $1.
Yep. I keep throwing this idea around in my mind, but I'd love to open up like just a coffee shop that had like a small video rental section.
Yeah.
Bring back a little of that experience. Just a few new releases, cult classics, the major movies. I always thought that was a cool idea.
What are you doing over there?
Eating my mic with a Red Bull.
He's not saying anything. He's just making bong noises and fucking with my cat now.
And he talks like this when he answers a question.
I can hear you better than I could hear him.
Why?
Because he talks.
Because he's
You
loud.
show some personality.
He has personality. He just has a quiet voice. He's always had a quiet voice, though. I don't think I've ever heard you yell.
I don't.
I mean, I haven't known him as long as you have, but
When's the last time you yelled at someone, Fridge? Like, actually yelled.
like, when's the
I
last
yell
time
at
you got
work.
angry?
That's
I
it?
do it at work.
It's work? You get it all out there? Do you ever have angry sex? You don't yell then? Or you're like,
No, we got kids at home.
oh yeah, mommy.
No locks on the doors.
You're bad.
I could get so much into the being quiet. There's two like trains of thought here, but it's always been when because I've lived with roommates a lot in my life, and the women are either there's two types of women. There's you have roommates, be quiet, fuck me quiet, and then it's just like all you hear is like that, mommy. And then there's the ones that we're all adults. Fuck me, yeah, oh god, and I'm like, if there's no kids around, fucking blare it out. I don't give a shit. If anything, you open the door and the waft goes through the house, and everyone knows what you did anyway.
Oh, when we had that stint where we lived with my parents.
That's a whole no. Hold on, that's a whole different play game here, or play field ball game. Something along. I'm flustered now. I don't want to fuck loudly in front of my parents.
Well, I didn't either, but Becca couldn't keep her mouth shut. And I keep like, Becca, knock it off. Like, shush.
Did your parents ever say anything?
Oh yeah,
Really? Okay, so
in a joking manner.
yeah, but here's the
I
thing.
know.
Fridge, you're a parent.
Yep.
I have stepkids. Tommy, you've been a step parent. If you hear your kids fucking, especially grown ass adults fucking, I'm not saying anything. So now I really want to know what they said.
Well, just like, good God, Becca's so loud.
Oh god.
So
I don't ever want to think about that because my
Yeah,
kids are still too
but-
young.
Well, yeah, but if they're 25 and living with you, are you commenting, or are you just like, we're just not going to talk
But
about
you got to
it?
gonna be the
understand the
neighbor downstairs, I'm gonna
dichotomy
be
between
pound
my
on the
parents.
wall. Knock
Even
it
though they were very Christian, we're very open. I don't know.
Are you saying you fuck around with your parents?
No.
Thomas Knowlton Jr.
Why
So
do you ha-
this past
third?
weekend,
No, I'm talking about your dad.
so this past weekend, Amanda dyed her hair red, whatever.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
redder. And we were at my mom's house, and she came up to me. She's like, "Do you know what your mom just asked me?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Did you dye your hair red to be kinky?" Hair dye is considered kinky for my parents.
Oh
so.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's not get into what we actually do with your parents. So, I don't want to have any like sex conversation. My mom tries to talk about that type of shit with me at times. How's this or how's that? Or one of the worst parts about it is my mom at times will be talking to who I'm dating, and I don't know if she's done it with Shelby, and I hope not. But my mom will be sitting there in front of me with my person I'm dating and go, "Well, if he's anything like his father, he has a big dick." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck
Why would
up!"
you even want
Oh, my mom has said that to people, and I'm like, "You need to shut the fuck up." Like that is, I don't blush. That makes me fucking want to sink into my shell. Okay, like oh god, Mom, I know you're listening. Don't fucking do that. Oh, it's so fucking weird.
No, we have pretty open, so it don't really.
Again, your words here, Tommy. You're talking about your parents. We're pretty open.
We're
Well-
pretty open. They have chairs set up around them.
We have open dialogue. Is that better?
Do you play battle fuck? Like, are you in separate rooms going, who's orgasming first? It's like that scene from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, that's you and Becca and your mom and dad in the other room. All right, you can get
nothing
off me
like
now.
that. No, nothing like that. Just
Okay. Have you guys ever caught your parents having sex?
yes, I have.
I can't say that I have.
I will. There was one story. My mom tells the story. I can barely remember it. I was around 5 or 6, and she said we were sitting there watching the TV show Elf, and I turned to my mom and I said, "Were you okay last night?"
Oh, no.
And she's like, "Why?" Because I heard you going, like this. And my dad was sitting in a chair and he had a blanket, and he just takes the blanket and pulls over his head and starts laughing. And he said, I guess I said to her, like, I was going to come check on you because I thought you were, something was bad was going on. But that's not really catching them in the act.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually walked and turned around. And, yeah.
Got your first erection?
Safely, no.
I don't think I've ever actually physically seen the act. Well, I do have a story that I could tell, but I'm going to wait for Scott to be on a guest host on this show because he loves bringing it up. He fucking loves it. So I'm going to just wait for him for that one.
I do have a funny story that is not really sex related, but it does
All right, hold off
involve
on that
my
then.
poor wife.
Hold on 1 second then, because the your mom and the noises, I have to get this story out.
Okay.
It's one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me. So my buddy Lance and me and a bunch of our friends, we went up to a cabin, and we are just partying. We're fucking young degenerates, drunk, and there was a foreign exchange student from France. Her name was Camille, and she was hooking up with Lance. And we were up north, and everyone's fucking waking up the next day, and our buddy Josh hung over his shit. Now, this is a kid this is how he got drunk. He drank Everclear 190 straight. Ooh. So he was waking up perpetually hungover and blackout drunk all the time. But he goes, we're at breakfast, and he goes, how'd y'all sleep last night? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you didn't hear that fucking fire alarm going off all night? We're all just like, what the fuck is he talking about? He goes, all I fucking heard was a fire alarm last night. And it fucking clicked. Camille, the French foreign exchange student, was fucking Lance. And all night going, wee, 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 wee. And he thought it was a fucking fire alarm in his dream or blackout stupor. And it will
That's
never
hilarious.
fucking leave me. That's just one of the funniest things that's ever happened. Anyway, let's hear your non-sex story.
I had a Fire Stick in the living room, an Amazon Fire Stick. And unbeknownst to me, the screensaver was hooked up to Google Photos. And the screensaver popped up. And it was going through my photo collection.
Huh.
And it was blasting pictures of Becca across the TV.
Was anyone there?
Yes, my parents. That's how I found out. 'Cause they told me there's pictures of Becca going across the screen.
All right, so I have 1.5 stories exactly like this. One time we're having a party.
That poor
and-
girl.
So
I've had other girlfriends, but all the bad stuff keeps happening to her.
there is a video that some people know about where I ejaculate with such force that it makes a sound. And I don't bring it up. It's, again, one of Scott's favorite things to bring up is like, hey, man, this guy comes so hard it makes a sound. Yeah. So, and everyone goes, no fucking way. So what I do is I don't show the video. I just go, here, just listen. Because you can hear it goes, you know, whatever the fucking sound it makes.
Yeah.
So one time I'm doing this, and I'm letting somebody hear the fucking sound. And at a party at Scott's house, and I forgot my fucking phone was airplaying to the basement TV where everyone was, including my manager when I worked at Apple, Paul Swanlin. So everyone got to see my dick ejaculating on a 55-inch TV. Yeah, so that happened.
You gotta love technology sometimes.
Yeah, especially when you forget your fucking airplane. God damn. It should be a warning like, hey, are you sure you want to show your homemade pornography? Oh, man. So
Oh, man.
that was one of them. Another one involves Apple Scott and a manager. My personal manager, when you work at Apple, you get your personal manager or whatever the fuck they call it. His name was Bill. And Scott worked at Apple for like 2 years before I got a job there. And one time we're all drunk, and I do this thing, or used to do this thing called puppetry of the penis. It's kind of like the game from Waiting, except better. And I'd make up these different things, and I do this thing called the hamburger. And it's where you turn your testicles sideways, and you wrap your penis around in between your testicles. So the testicle, it's a hamburger. So the testicles are buns, and your dick is the meat wrapped around. And I happen to have some elastic genitalia, and it was Scott's favorite fucking thing. So for some reason, he was drunk and decided it was hilarious to post the picture of the hamburger on his Facebook. And the only comment that got on it before Facebook deleted the photo was, "My God, dude, your balls are cleaner shaved than my head." Now, this is Bill, who I haven't met at this time. Very shaved head, like balder than all of us. So I get a job at Apple, and he's my manager. And I'm on my first day talking to Bill, my manager, for the first time. And Scott walks up and he goes, "Hey, Bill, remember that time when those balls were on Facebook? Those were his," and just walked away. And my manager just looks at me and he goes, "We'll finish this later." He walked away in embarrassment. I'm like, "Oh, fucking Scott, man."
You showed Becca the hamburger the first night you met her.
Oh, I'm sure. I used to do it a lot.
And then you had that, you met her at Adam's Halloween party, and then you guys wanted to play that game where you guys screamed penis louder and louder each time.
Yeah, it sounds like a younger me.
Yeah.
If anyone is curious, I think I have the Gonzo published. Reddit/r/puppetry of the penis. So go there at your own warning, your own peril, but you will see genitals, and they will look like Gonzo, except white, not blue. So, yeah.
Your trip.
So I think that's probably a good time to break and then get into our last couple reviews.
Our last review, yeah.
We got a Bronx Tale for you. We're going to go over that movie, and then we got a few items that we're going to compare name brand versus store brand.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a two-part.
Which ones? But yeah, we're going to probably do multiple of these, but today we got a few items for you.
Yep.
So let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and do that.
You love food, right? If you like food, big opinions, and crazy dudes with even bigger appetites, you're invited to be part of the family on Monday Night Meat and Potatoes. Join James, Fridge, and Tommy as they blind taste test the best and worst colas, barbecue sauce, peanut butters, everything, right down to those weird pickle-flavored snacks you see at the store, but you never buy because we rank them, we review them, and we have a blast. And it's not just food. We talk movies, sports, personal stories, and whatever other madness is going on in the world. One thing's for sure, it's loud, fun, and funny. Come hang with us on Monday Night Meat and Potatoes. Find the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Podbean.
All right. That was a fun break. Had a...
What? See, why you gotta do that? Turn it back on? Make noises now.
So we had a couple intruders. We got Ventura, as well as our buddy Mikey, there in the audience now. So no one talk about anything like that. That might embarrass them. Mike is going to be our future guest. It sounds like Ventura wants to be as well. So that'll be fun. So we're going to get into our food reviews and our movie review. But before I do, I know I said I'm going to update everyone on this, and we just brought it up while we were on a small break. I started my semaglutide, Wegovy, Ozempic, whatever you want to call it. Last Wednesday, I took my first injection. I know it's mostly water weight, but I am down 12 pounds since Wednesday. So in five days, like I said, mostly water weight. But the best thing about it is the food noise, the cravings, they're gone. It is hard for me to find something I want to eat. Nothing sounds appetizing. I don't want to say like in a bad way, but there's no hunger, there's no cravings. So I'm eating probably 800 calories a day, and I'm full the entire fucking day. Oof. I think I've only pooped once, and it was little rabbit turds. So these side effects are going to happen. The first couple days I was extremely tired. I got waves of nausea. That has subsided since. So I'll keep updating everyone weekly as we go. It's 4 weeks on the minimum dose, and then it doubles, and then it continues going up until you hit 2.4 milligrams or grams or whatever that a week. So it's a weekly shot. Super awesome. When I got it in, a lot of people said, it's weird, injecting yourself, and I've never had to do that before. But I got that package, ripped it open, filled the needle, and jabbed myself in the stomach. I didn't care. I was talking to Shelby about it, though. I'm like, what are you going to do? I mean, I'm already sexy. What are you going to do when I'm so sexy that I'm turning heads when we walk into a bar? Well, you're going to feel what I feel, because we walk into a bar and everyone's looking at her. It's going to be the other way around now. All these boys in here are going to be like, damn, James, your titties are gone, but you're still more attractive than you have ever been. So I'm also really happy to see my dick. So
it's good when you see it again for the first time after
this is the
months
first time
and
for everything.
years.
I guess I should start the video too. You guys missed a little bit there. So anyway, let's go over our movie first. This week we watched, by the way,
Boing.
are you... What
I
the
just
fuck
like making noises.
apparently. Can't talk loud enough to hear you, but you're going to make every bong noise in the fucking world. Let's start. Last week I decided we're going to watch a movie that it keeps popping up on my TikTok. There's just one scene. I'm sure you guys know what the scene is. Mm-hmm. The biker scene in the bar. But we decided to watch A Bronx Tale. 1993, Robert De Niro's first directorial debut. Just found that out. So we decided we were going to have a watch party, according to Fridge. So let's watch it all together before the podcast. And then I put off watching it, and then we hear yesterday that Fridge already watched it because he's not going to make it in time. So I said, okay, me and Tommy will watch it. And then I get a text message today that Tommy goes, I watched it last night. So, well, fuck me. I've been waiting all goddamn week.
I watched a half of it again.
You watched like 30 minutes. I don't care. You guys both left me high and dry.
Well,
Fuck you.
I'm just saying,
Fuck
when
you.
I got the text, I
Better than wet and
assumed...
unsatisfied.
You
To
assumed.
each their own.
Did you text me and say, hey, are we still watching it?
No.
Did you think about me once?
I thought about you, but I didn't text you.
Uh-huh.
In the shower.
What's up?
What?
You thought about it in the shower. Now you're going to make
I do
jokes.
think about the podcast in the shower.
All right. So let's just get into it. First and foremost, I looked up the cast, the main cast, except for De Niro, all grew up in the Bronx. I thought that was cool, authentic. I'm just going to start with my rating. I'm giving it a B-. Good, but not great.
I give it a B+. I talked about Scarface last week. I was assuming that it was going to be a little bit more mobster,
I thought it was a gangster movie.
Yeah, a little more gangster.
and it wasn't.
I went into it blind. I didn't know anything about it. So it turned out to be a coming-of-age tale.
Yeah.
And a decent one at that. So let me pull up my notes here, because I took notes as I watched it.
I felt like I was missing the third act of the movie. We seen him as a kid. We seen him as the teenager. And I was waiting to see what happened after Sonny was murdered and to see if he ended up becoming the Don or taking over the Bronx. And
even a made man, anything. Is this kid going to continue a life in the Italian gangsters of the Bronx, or is he just going to go straight like his dad? Or I completely agree. But I would have liked more. It was pretty okay.
That was a B. I don't care for like partially narrated movies.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring up the first shocker of this movie was the N-word racial slur from a 9-year-old.
Yeah, that was
screaming the N-word at a bus of black children. I know this movie takes place in the 60s, but you just hearing that out of a 9-year-old was like, holy shit.
This movie would never get made this around this time.
So I hate it when people say that kind of stuff, because I think, would it be made? Yes, I think you can absolutely make it for the artistic value. I think you can still get away with that kind of stuff. I think people are a lot more sensitive to it. But if you're looking at it from an artistic standpoint and a realism standpoint, that's how it was.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was shocking.
It wasn't gratuitous. It was historical.
Yeah. But so the whole reason I wanted to watch that movie is on TikTok. I keep seeing the scene where an MC, a motorcycle club, I think they were called the Satan's Messengers.
Yeah, Satan's Messengers.
They roll up to this bar, this Italian gangster bar in the Bronx, owned by Sonny, the main, like, I don't know, capo or whatever he is. And they're like, hey, you're not dressed right for this bar. And then Sonny comes in and says, "You guys just want to have a couple beers and leave? No trouble." And they're like, "We're not going to be any trouble, just a couple beers." And he says, "Okay, you guys can stay." And then they shower the bartender with their beer, just being assholes.
Yep.
And then
First thing they do.
they go, "What the fuck? We'll leave when we say we're going to leave." And then Sonny goes, "All right," and he locks the door and he goes, "Well, Nazis can't leave." And then all the Italians come out with baseball bats and beat the absolute shit out of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I kept seeing, and that's what I went into thinking, this is a gangster movie. This is a crime movie. Nope, coming-of-age tale.
That was the most action in the whole movie.
Yeah. And then what you end up with is the second half of the movie is this kid who is Ralph Macchio from The Karate Kid if you bought him on Wish. and that's who the main character is.
Yeah.
C, as he goes by. I don't even know what his Capagigo or Capajago.
Yeah.
Some terrible name, but another thing is it was weird seeing De Niro play a straight man, you know, because he plays the gangster in so many movies, and he's just the straight and narrow guy. So yeah, there's that, and like I was talking to Tommy a little bit about this. They kind of get into this race segregation and animosity towards other races, but they don't flesh it out. You know,
It was like a throwaway.
I don't feel like you should have brought in the racial tensions in a movie that didn't need it. If you took away the love story and the racial tensions, the movie still could have happened. And I feel like, you know, if you're going to have that, you should have at least explored it more or gave it more substance, you know.
The love story lasted 15 minutes out of a 2-hour movie. You didn't need it.
Yeah. The only thing I can see that needed that part, and you could have done it so many different ways in a better way, was that you had the father saying things like, well, you know, you'll never date a black girl. But then you have Sonny, who's the crime lord, saying, who the hell gives a fuck who you date? Is she the right one? Mm-hmm. So the dichotomy of, is this bad guy giving bad advice or good advice? And is the dad giving bad advice or good advice? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Mm-hmm. And the movie ends with, I learned from both of them in their own way, and they both make sense. So I think that kind of wraps up the movie for me. But I just, it fell a little flat at times. Like you said, I wanted more out of it.
Yeah, I felt like it was missing the third part.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, I want to see him another 8 years in the future. Mm-hmm. I want to see where that character goes. The one thing I did crack up, though, is at the beginning of the movie when you have all these Italians in the Bronx, and there's music going on, they're playing a song, and they keep showing the Italians, and the song is going wop 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 wop. You know, like
It was the doo-wop.
but it's a slur for Italians. You know, it's just that part cracked me up.
I thought it was funny when they were shooting, or when C was shooting the dice. They keep throwing
Sticking
mush
everybody in the bathroom.
mush, and keep throwing them in the bathroom
With Whale.
and whale.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
So the overarching thing of this story, though, and I want to ask you guys, is it better to be feared or loved? It was the main theme, I feel, of this whole movie.
Beard.
Oh man. I think I'd rather be loved.
Oh,
I'd rather
pussy.
be known to be merciful and be loved than someone walking around on eggshells around me.
Are you a Christian because you love God, or you fear what He'll do to you if you're not a good Christian?
No, I do what's right because that's what's right.
That wasn't my question.
I don't fear God. Well, you fear God to a point because you're supposed to fear God. It tells you have the fear of God in you, but no.
I'll put the fear of God in you.
No,
I've seen that dildo before. It was like this big.
That's the Great American Challenge.
Oh, okay.
no. I don't. I've seen that. Oh, you only do what's right because you're scared that you go to hell, and no, I do what's right. I don't.
But you've never fucked a fruit.
Yeah, not
not
because I'm going to hell.
That is
because
right.
It's weird.
No, that's not weird. It's the right thing to do. A young man exploring a fruit is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that.
I never said I didn't explore when I was a young man, but not.
Okay,
shifting.
What item did you fuck?
Nothing. My hand.
Which one? Not the one you shake with.
You got to use the left hand so the right hand controls the mouse. You know. click on the part that you want over and over.
You didn't watch
growing
the fuzzy
up,
channels?
growing up, I was right, and then as he just alluded to, I had to become a switch hitter.
So, all right, with the technology again, we're gonna get into this shit
I know.
again, but technology comes out. Now we have porn on our phones. Are you using phones? Using computers? Using memory? What do you use? It's not a thoughtful question.
Well-
What do you use to jack off?
Well, it was a laptop, but I don't really have to use. I have a wife.
I was gonna say the same. Like before. That?
We have women in our life. It doesn't mean you don't masturbate.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, if it would probably be well, I have iPad, so it'd be iPad. Yeah.
Okay, so a
'Cause it's
hybrid of a
bigger
phone.
pictures.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So the whole point of me asking this question, though, is if you ever you don't have a charger and you open your laptop or your iPad or your phone, and you're like, I got 6% battery and I'm horny. Do you have a go-to video that you're like, I know I can get this done quickly before I run out of battery?
Yeah.
It's a race against time.
More
You got that
of
secret bookmark link?
It would be more a person than a video.
So, but do you have that secret link where it's like, hey, W-2 taxes, and then you have your, it's just like a crawl of
autofills.
pages. And
It
then-
autofills.
It autofills. Or you just have it in your memory like, I
I'm
know
almost
exactly.
40 years old. I don't have to clear my history.
Well, I can tell you boys that I have the rule that if I do die, my only rule is delete anything with a hard drive of mine. Throw it in a fire. You can keep the computer. I don't give
Really
a fuck.
strong magnets. And
Fuck the magnet. Throw it in a goddamn fire. Delete my history permanently. You can keep the computer after that. I don't give a shit. So, anyway, back to my question. I think it's better to be feared.
feared.
Okay.
I think being loved, you'll get walked on.
Love it's a soft thing. It's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying love is a bad thing. I'm saying when it comes to other people and the respect and getting things done, I'd rather be people afraid of me than people love me. Because for people to do what I want them to do, if they love me, it means they want to do it. Whereas if they fear me, they do it because I want them to do it. If that makes sense.
Never thought about it that way.
So, anyway. Any other?
I guess I would rather be loved than feared, but probably being feared is probably the better way to go.
Gets more shit done.
Yeah.
Any other tidbits, comments, anecdotes about A Bronx Tale?
No, we pretty much covered what I wanted to say. Like I said, it just left me one more good movie. Different seeing Robert De Niro as a straight man, but I mean that's.
So what's our movie for next week, Tommy?
Well, seeing as Gene Hackman just passed away, I have never seen Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood, a Western. Growing up, I wasn't really into too many Westerns, so I didn't really pick it up. But I did really get into Yellowstone and started picking up some Western movies. So I'd like to review that movie if that's cool with you guys.
Right on. Are we going to do a watch party?
I don't know, Fridge. Are we going to do a watch party?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
If we do a watch party, we can even just live stream us watching the movie. That might be fun.
Okay.
All right. So that brings us to our last little bit of our show tonight. We this week are going to do name brand versus store brand. We got a few items here. We got chips and salsa. We got frosted the chocolate.
Yep,
Frosted
frosted
mini
chocolate
donuts.
Mini donuts.
We got Kraft singles and a store brand cheese. And then I did toaster pastries. I wanted it to be strawberry because they're like everyone's pretty universal. Everyone likes them.
Either strawberry or cherry, yeah.
But I ended up with my personal favorite because it was the only one in stock I could find in a store brand, which is the brown sugar cinnamon.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do. And we also have a Michigan beer here that Tommy brought that we'll review. Figure we can sip that.
Yeah.
That's a great palate cleanser in between our food. So
Yeah, it's Sheboygan Brewing, and it's oatmeal cookie stout. It was a limited release, so
limited release, just how your grandma made them. Yeah.
we'll see.
I don't think my grandma made beer.
The crack.
Yeah, we'll crack it open.
So, speaking of grandma, you've walked in on your parents? You ever walked in on your grandparents?
No.
You ever walked in on grandpa pulling apart the grilled cheese?
Well, unfortunately, my grandpa was disabled since I was born. He was in a car accident, and But
Make me feel bad about joking. So, I just took a sip. I'm a fan of porters and stouts, so I like my dark, thick beers. I like other things. I'm not getting an oatmeal cookie out of it.
No.
no,
Not at all.
It just tastes like a pretty good standard microbrew stout, you know?
I was just about to say, if I really try, maybe a little bit of the oatmeal, but it's
It's good, though.
it's tasty.
It reminds me of, I think it's the Penetration Porter from Coonan. I think that's what it's reminding me
I've
of.
never had that, but
So,
it's good though.
yeah. Beer goes great with salty foods. We want to start with chips and salsa here?
Yeah, let's start it. Okay.
right. So while he gets those ready, I think we have to try both chips with both salsas, right?
Yes.
So I will start with the chip on its own, though, because I do enjoy a tortilla chip plain. I'm totally okay with it.
I think that would be the best way to do it is do.
Give me a couple chippies. Well, I got one tiny one and one big one.
Nuts.
All right. So these are what, Tostinos?
Tostinos. I went restaurant style, just the original.
What was
nothing
that?
fancy.
Restaurant?
I'm an idiot.
I'm not calling you an idiot. It just sounds like
A restaurant.
I want one of those things to drink. What were they called again?
I was just gonna go Arnie Palmies.
50
Yeah,
pieces. Half and
I've noticed. Listen back to our pods that we like to slurp and chew into the mic.
Oh,
I'm going to be
I do
very
it for the-
cognizant of that now.
do a little teeth.
So it's a chip, and what I get from it is it's a salty tortilla chip out of a bag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. There's nothing great about it. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. The other brand is Kroger's Original White Restaurant Style Tortilla Chips. Let's try it. Now,
Eh.
it actually comes out more bland.
It is a.
I think Tostino's actually has a better flavor profile. I think the salt ratio is better.
It's a little saltier.
And I think that's important when it comes to it. But really, the star of the show is the salsa or whatever you're dipping a chip in, right?
Fridge.
What? We're not dipping it in you. So we have, and I think we brought this up last week, Chi-Chi's.
After eating the chip, you do get more oatmeal cookie out of that beer.
Do you? The salt palate cleanser or whatever.
That's why I went with the Chi-Chi's. Is after we talked about it last week, I seen it and I had to get it.
So Chi-Chi's making a comeback, and they've always had their salsa around. So I guess we'll try it with a chippy.
We didn't think this part through.
No, we didn't.
Break the chip, dummy.
I know.
So Chi-Chi's making a comeback. The Sun took it over. We talked about it last week, so go ahead and listen to that if you want to get informed about that.
We have a
We
colander.
we have all of our. I bought 2,500 2-ounce cups, and we're not using them this week because we're just dumb. Give me that Chi-Chi's also. Is this mild? Oh, it's medium. Are they both medium, Tommy?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Now, do you guys like chunky salsas or smooth
No.
salsas better?
Then
I
could see
typically
those
like
types
chunky
of-
salsa. Maybe because I'm chunky. I don't know. My rate on the chips, definitely Tostinos. The salt. I like a salty chip, and
It's a better salt ratio, yeah.
yeah,
And I think the texture is a little different. I do. The Tostinos wins here,
yeah.
hands down. No, I don't think I've ever bought Chi-Chi salsa. That's good.
Yeah, it is good.
It has a great flavor. So I'm gonna give. I mean, I got to try the other salsa, but the chips on their own, I'm going Tostinos an 8, Kroger brand a 5. The salsa with, oh gosh,
I
shake-
know.
That
I'm
looks
gonna
very
shake it up again.
liquidy.
It's just pure
It
water
is
on top.
very watery.
And this is the Kroger Private Selection. Now, the Private Selection, they make amazing condiments. So I'm looking forward to this. It's super liquidy on top. Let's try not to stain the couch so Shelby will let me sleep here tonight. Now, immediately, it's got a better heat profile. That's actually got some spice to it. Chi-Chi's is a good salsa, but I'm giving it straight up to Private Selection. That is much better. That is a much better salsa. The flavor profile, pretty similar. It seems a little bit of a smoother salsa with the Private Selection. But the heat is there. A medium salsa, I want some heat. Chi-Chi salsa, I'm going with a 6.5. Private Selection, I'm going with an 8. So that's a winner for me, is the Private Selection salsa.
Okay. The chip, I will give Tostino's. I highly doubt you're going to find a better restaurant style. So I'm going to go 9. And the Kroger brand, I'll go 6. The salsa. I wanted to have a different opinion, but
My opinions are the
salsa-
best.
I gotta tell you, if you're wanting just a good overall salsa, the Chi-Chi's, I'd give it a 7, probably a solid 7. But man, I can taste that heat that you're talking about with that Private Selection with Kroger. And if that's what you're looking for, it does trump the Chi-Chi. So I'll give that an 8. Personally, I would pick the Chi-Chi's, but for medium heat, the Kroger wins. What say you, Fridge?
I'm giving that Chi-Chi's maybe like a 5.5. It was not the greatest, but the Private Select 7.7.
So, I think what you have here is your Chi-Chi's is your party salsa. You know, everyone's
Yeah,
going to be
everybody
okay with
can-
it. It's unoffensive. It's not spicy. Everyone can enjoy that.
I want a little bit of linger, which the Private
Yeah,
Select comes
and now I want to try their hot salsa if they have one. But I'm a spicy boy, so
Yeah, I don't mind spice.
yeah, definitely good. Next up, let's get into some American cheese singles.
Okay.
Here you go. I'm gonna toss them like a frisbee.
Now-
This is store brand.
This is store brand, okay?
This is great value from Walmart. I personally don't use this stuff unless I'm making a grilled cheese. That is the only time I use American cheese slices. So eating them plain, I haven't done this since I was a child. First off, this feels floppy.
It's sticky.
It's sticky.
Yeah.
It's an interesting texture. It's not what I'm used to, but I bet you
It's like slime.
I bet you this is
like
a
kid
great
slime.
melting cheese for a grilled cheese, though.
What would you say the best cheese for a burger is? For a hamburger, like if you're grilling out.
I'm a pepper jack fan,
Okay.
but again, when it comes to just melting, the American single is just the way to go. So it's either going to be a pepper jack or an American.
I usually go cheddar about 70% of the time and pepper jack about 30% of the time.
So next up, we got the classic, the one everyone knows. This is the Kraft single.
Kraft. Okay.
Now, I would be amiss if I didn't bring up the fact that my dad, if he was on this show right now, would love to bring up the fact that government cheese is the best cheese. And I like to agree. It's fatty, it's disgusting, it's oily, but it's delicious. You melt that stuff and you get a sheen of oil an inch thick. So this is what I expect a cheese to feel like.
Yes. This
there's
is
no
not
stick.
that.
Yeah.
It's a non-stick cheese.
No. I don't know what that was. My video is going off. I'm curious if it's still recording now.
Definitely more flavor in this one.
Yeah. It actually tastes like cheese.
Yeah.
But on the back end, it tastes like Cheese Whiz. And
Kind of, it has a reminiscent plasticky taste to it.
I don't know why it stopped recording.
Because you got dead batteries.
It's plugged in. I don't know what's going. All right, you guys are losing the rest of the video, so we'll have to figure that out in the future.
Okay.
Tommy unplugged it.
We might need to get a bigger SD card or something. Anyway, Again, this is not what I go to when I want cheese. Anyway, the singles, Great Value is getting a 4, and Kraft's getting a 6. So it's name brand again for me.
If we're going on American, I'd give Kraft probably an 8 and a 3 on the Great Value, because that was just, even the feel of it was off-putting.
You should be off-putting. Sorry, that's
Yeah,
from
it's-
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Between Two Ferns.
But yeah, it's just a slice of cheese.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
Kraft 6.6. 4.
All right,
Too
so
sticky, slimy.
so we got name brand for chips and cheese. And we got store brand for our salsa so far. What do you guys want to do next? You guys want to get into the toaster pastries, or you want to do the donuts?
We can do the Pop-Tarts.
Toaster pastries.
So this one is Meyer brand frosted brown sugar cinnamon. It's my favorite flavor of Pop-Tart. So if I had to rank my Pop-Tart flavors, the only 3 I even eat is strawberry, brown sugar cinnamon, and s'mores are the 3 I like.
Now, I have a question. When I talked to you about this, I said, hey, you want to do like Great Value or Meyer? And you're like, I prefer Kroger brand private selection. So I went exclusively there. And you, my
Meyer
friend, have
toaster.
Great Value in Meyer.
Yeah, when you go there and they don't have store brand toaster pastries, I diverted. So it is what it is. Get over it. Private selection is just amazing for their condiments. So
Yeah, I couldn't find really anything that I wanted for private selection, but I did find some Kroger brand.
So for first initial reaction here is that this Meyer brand is slacking on the frosted part. I don't know if it's for the entire thing or just the part I grabbed, but it's like a full solid inch of crust.
Yeah, I can
must be the one
see
that you
almost
have, 'cause
2
I got-
dots.
Okay, so it might just be a bad one, but
It's just the piece you got. That's all.
no. Do you guys actually toast your Pop-Tarts?
I don't
With
eat
butter.
Pop-Tart.
Put butter on a Pop-Tart? Mm-hmm. Is that because of Family Guy?
No, done it ever since I was a kid.
So this feels chewier than a Pop-Tart, but
I have no point of reference because I typically don't eat these without being toasted, and so I can't really give a reaction till
I don't toast my Pop-Tarts. I like them just plain and how they come. Like God made them. Now, maybe I'm just the unlucky one because this one's slacking on the frosted part too. So the Pop-Tart immediately has more substance to the crust. It's not as chewy.
More like a pie crust.
Yeah, it's more solid. It's got more texture, more substance. Flavor-wise, though, they're almost spot on for me. I got to go with Pop-Tart just for the texture alone, and it's barely beating it out. I'm going to go with a 7 and a 7.5.
now. This doesn't make sense because I toast them. I don't like it being hard. I like the softer product of the Meyer brand. It was too... I'm thinking if I put this in the toaster, this is going to be like cardboard when I get it out. I would rather eat the Meyer brand. So I would give probably the Meyer brand 6.5 and the the Pop-Tart a 4. Flavor identical. I can't tell the difference if flavor wise.
I'm not a big toaster breakfast guy, so they're pretty low for me. Probably 5 on the Pop-Tart 4 on the toaster pastry from Meyer.
Now, do you guys prefer Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
I typically, I think I like toaster strudels, but I feel like they're too that's so much work. So I'm so lazy. I could just pop in the toaster Pop-Tart, slap some butter on it, and go. I know there's the same amount of steps. I know it sounds stupid.
A lazy fat guy. Like,
Yeah.
we never. Okay. Quick pause here, Tommy.
Yeah.
If you don't mind talking about it.
Okay.
Because I just said it. Now I want to bring it up because we did a revision of our intro.
Yes.
And the reason being, are you okay talking about this?
Yeah.
So, me personally, I'm all into the self-deprecating humor and blah, 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 blah. And I've never been offended at the word fat since I was like 6. Part of the revision was that you didn't like the term fat. Now, I just called you a fat guy. First of all, that bother you?
No. This is what I am. This is, if I can explain myself.
That's why I asked you, dummy.
Yeah. Okay. I look at this podcast as a business venture, and we're doing this together. And I don't want to market myself. And in the intro that we got was like, hey, look at this fat guy and all these belch sounds. And the term fat has always been, you think of a fat guy on a couch like I am.
It's a derogatory term.
It's a derogatory term. And when you say chunky or big or hefty, it's more of a comical way. Now, if we're sitting talking to each other, I'm like, that's because I'm a fatty. That I can say that. But to market myself as fat, like even Gabriel Iglesias says, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy. I don't want to market myself as Tommy the fat guy. I would like to market myself as Tommy the chunky dude. That's just how I look at it. So
Start calling you Thick Tommy.
yeah, Thick Tommy. So this is, I know we're considering this as, hey, we're doing this for fun, but we're also trying to build our brand. And I don't want to build my brand as the fat freak. So that's all.
Respectable.
I get it. I don't find fat derogatory when it's a descriptor. Fat it can be used as a derogatory term, like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here, fat ass."
Yeah.
Versus, "Hey, you're a fat guy," which, let's be honest, we're fat guys. Fridge maybe not so much anymore. He's just a little. What would you call it? You're big boned or now.
And I'm sure as comments come in through listening, they're gonna call us fat.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
When videos of Deal or No Deal came out, one of the things they said was he should have said no deal to cheeseburgers. Like, it was a lot of fat jokes.
I'm sure.
So, I'm
the
used,
internet's
I'm used
cruel,
to,
though.
Yeah, I'm used to it. So, but if I'm putting my face or my name out there, I'm not gonna market myself that way.
So during the revision and the intro that we're now using, I rephrased it with big instead of fat. And that's because I differ in the fluffy, the chunky, the I find those childish. I find those as a coping mechanism for a 7-year-old to get around being called fat. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to
I understand
be a dick about it, but that's how I see it. I find it a cheesy, childish cop-out way of saying you're fat, because it's the same thing with a softened blow,
Yeah.
So I changed it to big because that's the only other acceptable term I take is I'm a big guy or I'm a fat guy. That's what I call myself. So that's actually our intro. If you want to actually see our original intro, it's on our TikTok, Monday Night MP. I'm going to upload this one as well. Let us know what you think, which one you like or which one you prefer. Not that we're going to change it for you, but I'm curious what you guys think.
Yeah, we have another thing to review here, but a quick plug. Also, if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer or any feedback of things you want us to review, you can email us at mondaynightmeatandpotatoes@gmail.com. It's all one word, Monday Night Meat and A&D potatoes@gmail.com as well.
Yeah. And all the social medias, we're on YouTube,
we're
on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on X, Facebook, all that good shit. And you can also just suggest things you want us to review, rank, all that good stuff. And if you're local to, even if you're not local, if you want to be a guest host here, we're always looking for guests. We can remote you in with a computer, or we can actually call in with a phone. If
Yeah,
you're
I see
local,
we had a listener from Russia.
yeah. So even if you're local to Metro Detroit and you want to be on the pod, let us know. So we got one more thing to review, and then
Yeah.
we'll close it out for the night. Next up is Frosted Chocolate Donuts by Hostess, as well as, and that's not private selection, Tommy, Smart Way Frosted
It
Mini
still
Donuts.
was Kroger brand.
Is it Kroger brand, or is it an
Yes.
off-brand that Kroger sells?
I'm pretty sure it was Kroger brand.
Fridge, look on the back of that. See who it's distributed or created by. I'm just curious.
Says using Kroger app.
So as he's looking, I forgot he's a slow reader.
It's distributed by Kroger.
Distributed by, but doesn't mean created by. Okay, because technically the Hostess are being distributed by Kroger as well.
Oh.
So I'll tell you straight up off of these before we try them. I'm going to be harsh on these. I hate these.
I wanted to get the powder donuts, but I fell in the same.
This chocolate leaves a weird coating on my mouth. I need one of those off-brand ones.
Oh, my bad.
I've never been a fan of these. I'm not much of a donut person in the beginning. We actually just talked about this for our locals. Tomorrow's Punchki Day, Fat Tuesday. Mike Emil here, who's going to be a guest host here in a couple weeks. He brought it up, and I had my first Punchki for the first time last year. And as someone from Metro Detroit, that's like a sin. At that point in my life, I'm like, I've never had one. I'm just going to keep going without having one. It's just a fucking donut. Finally had one. And
it is not just a donut.
It's just a donut.
It is not just a donut.
It's just a donut.
I enjoy donuts, and I am making a point. Me, my mom, and my aunt are going down to a bakery tomorrow.
I forget which one's which. Show me the
Off-brand.
Off-brand is the smooth one. Okay.
And we're not making a day of it, but I made a donut probably, it might be since Punchki Day, and I will be a slut for punishment tomorrow.
A slut for punishment?
Yes.
So it's just that fake chocolate. I hate it. It leaves like a waxy coating in my mouth. It's like I just blew a fucking load in my mouth. Not that I would know what that
Showing
does.
on a birthday candle.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the Hostess one.
This might be the easiest one for me.
It's worse with the other one, the Smart Way.
The Smart Way, Kroger brand, whatever you want to call it, I'd give that a 3. It almost tastes stale to me. Chocolate wasn't as good. 3. Hostess, if I did not have gastric, I could eat that whole bag in one sitting. I freaking love them. I'll give that a 10. I love them.
A 10?
I would give that a
there's
freaking
no
10.
way.
I love those stupid things.
A 10 is that is a perfect donut. Come on, man.
A perfect mini chocolate donut, yes.
Mike, switch spots with him. He's off this pod for the rest of the night.
I'm telling you.
A 10?
Yeah, if you told me, hey, Tommy, grab like you did today with the fast food review. You tell me, Tommy, pick your ultimate mini chocolate donut. It's going to be the Hostess chocolate donut.
No, what,
There's only like 4
Dunkin'?
options for that. I get
Right.
that.
Timmy Hose?
But they don't make the mini chocolate ones. Whatever. If
you
I
can
say
get a
grab a
whole-
mini chocolate donut, yeah, we're grabbing that because that's like one of 3 options. You got that in store brands. But
They're
a
delicious.
10?
Okay, I'll go to a 9.
That's even. Oh.
I'm telling you,
All right.
I
The
love them.
Smart Way is a 1. The Hostess is a 1.2. They're both awful.
100%. And yeah, no.
Now,
They're horrible.
when it comes to donuts or donut-like things, there's like 3 things I like. I like a custard donut.
Okay.
I like donut sticks, the Little Debbie donut sticks.
Okay.
And I like those Bill Knapp's donut sticks that have like the peanuts on them.
Okay.
That's about it. I'm not a donut person.
No.
And I don't get who thought it was a great. It goes with pancakes and who the fuck said, let's eat a pound of sugar for breakfast.
What's wrong with pancakes and waffles?
Nothing. I love that. Well, actually, let's go on that. Rank
What's wrong with that?
rank the 3 breakfast pastries of pancake, waffle, French toast.
Ooh,
And if
what
you don't
about
put
crepes?
French toast as number 1, you're an idiot.
French toast is number 1, and
French
then
toast is
it would be
What the hell is wrong with you?
It's bread soaked in eggs. Liquid chicken.
and then it would
And
be
a pancake is bread mixed with egg.
It's
Yeah.
cake. It's
No,
literally in the
it's
name.
French toast, pancake, waffle, and I love blueberry pancakes.
It's French toast waffle pancake for me, but French toast being fucking number one.
Even
French, have you
blueberry
ever had
waffle.
a good French toast?
A good blueberry waffle will
When's the
trump
last
a
time you had
pancake.
French toast?
Long time.
Okay, we're noting that because when we go on our episode about finding foods that
I
you
don't
like,
eat it because I don't like it.
I'm going to make you the best French toast you've ever had in your life.
Crepes.
Huh?
Crepes.
I'm not a crepe person. They're okay. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I never.
Again, I like them because you can put a bunch of sugary shit on them.
Well, yeah, you like caffeine,
Sugar.
sugar, and nuggets.
I mean, I like the ease of pancakes. You can make them quicker, but
So
hands down French toast.
it actually cracks me up because Shelby wants me to teach her. She can't make a pancake.
What?
There's two things she won't make. It's pancakes and hamburgers, and like I think she found love with me because like the second or third time she ever stayed the night, it was like 3 a.m. She's like, I don't know why, but I'm craving a pancake. So I came out here and I made her a pancake from scratch, and she goes, "It looks like one of those pancakes from a cartoon." I'm like,
Is it not round enough?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. She'll be
Yeah.
a guest on here one day. You can bring up a pancake issue with her, but
Sleeping or I'd yell at her.
but she might not be sleeping now. If she is, she's sleeping. You can wake her ass up. It's
10:30.
okay. It is bedtime now, but she's been working hard. She cleaned the house today, and I thank her for it. Anyway, French toast is the right answer. Fridge.
Not for me.
I'm sorry, but anyway, whoever said like let's
will die
have
on
cake
my
for breakfast, I just.
Stack of pancakes.
Again, like even I'll even go in a different way. Do you know most muffins are more sugar dense and more calorically dense than a fucking cupcake? Like again, like people say, like let's pick the healthier option.
Yeah.
A cupcake is technically the healthier option, but I will say it. I prefer a muffin over a cupcake. Specifically, only one kind of muffin though. It's the blueberry muffin when it has that like
the
sugary crumble
The
top.
crumble top.
That I'll agree. I will agree.
I will do awful things for one of those when I'm craving one. And yeah, anything's better than those nasty blueberry muffins out of a Jiffy box. Those are just god awful. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
a 10.
I
Fucking
I
10.
freaking love them.
Oh, I.
I don't know if it's nostalgia growing up on them, like we had that Hostess.
You don't
shop.
like cheesecake, but that's a 10.
Yeah,
My kids would destroy those, but I couldn't. Like I
Yeah.
can't.
I'd eat that whole bag tonight if it wasn't for my gastric. I'd sit here and just pound them.
Oh man. All right. I think that brings us to about the end. You guys got anything else you want to talk about here? Because I just can't believe that's a 10.
No, like I said, tomorrow, excited, getting some probably apple and Bavarian cream or custard, whatever you call punchkis.
What's the difference between custard and cream?
Custard is an egg.
Well, I'm saying there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Bavarian-
I think Bavarian cream, isn't that considered?
Bavarian cream is basically a custard. It's just,
Yeah.
I believe it's a little bit different of a recipe.
Yeah.
And then you have your Boston cream, which is basically like a sugary frosting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we going to review next week, boys? Are we going to continue the store brand versus
Yeah, we had
name
a couple
brand?
more. We had a couple more items. We're gonna do the movie. We're gonna touch table with the Mandela effect.
Yeah, we still got to do that.
Yeah,
So we'll do the movie. We'll continue down our path of name brand versus store brand. Fridge, why don't you pick up a couple things? It'll be fun. Surprise us. We'll avoid fucking chocolate mini. Oh my, a 10? I literally can't get over this, man. It was a 1. It's a 1.
hey, that's why we had the podcast.
No, that's not why we have the podcast. We have the podcast for people to have like good reviews and go like, oh, these guys love this. Let's try that. I've never had that. But you gave it a 10. And now everyone that listens that has never had one or it's been a long time is going to go out and buy one. They're going to spend $3.99 of their hard-earned money. And they're going to go home and eat this. And they're going to go, I'm chewing on a fucking chocolate candle.
Yeah, but they'll avoid the smart way.
Oh, my God. It's so close. It doesn't even matter. Anyway.
They might be better if they're stale.
Oh, man. All right. I think that about wraps us up for this week on Monday Night Meat and Potatoes. I'm James. That's Tommy. That's Fridge. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Thanks. We'll see you
Yeah.
next week.
I know.
You love food, right? If you like food, big opinions, and crazy dudes with
And don't mind me.
you love.
I'm just going to play the right outro this
This has
time.
been
I got about
Monday
10 seconds of the wrong
Night
one.
Meat and Potatoes. We have big opinions and even bigger appetites. Everyone loves food, but not like us. And everyone has an opinion, but not like us. Look, it's three foodies sitting around talking food, movies, sports, personal stories, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. And we have fun. We hope you did too. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hit us up on Facebook and Instagram at Monday Night Meat and Potatoes, on X and TikTok at Monday Night MP. See you next time on Monday Night Meat and Potatoes.